Ever felt that knot of anxiety in your stomach, knowing you have to navigate the sensitive process of terminating an employee? It's never easy, and ensuring you handle it correctly, especially when payroll is involved, is absolutely crucial for both your peace of mind and the well-being of your departing employee. We all understand that businesses evolve, and sometimes difficult decisions have to be made. Whether it's due to restructuring, performance issues, or any other valid reason, the termination process needs to be handled with professionalism, empathy, and meticulous attention to detail. One critical aspect of this process, particularly for small to medium-sized businesses, is accurately processing the final paychecks and updating your payroll system. Today, we're going to walk you through exactly how to terminate an employee using QuickBooks Payroll. QuickBooks is a powerful tool, but navigating the termination steps incorrectly can lead to errors in final pay, tax filings, and even potential legal complications. So, if you're a business owner, HR manager, or anyone responsible for payroll, stick around. We'll break down the process into clear, actionable steps, ensuring you handle this delicate situation with confidence and accuracy. Before we dive into the specifics of QuickBooks, let's briefly touch upon some crucial off-system considerations. Remember, terminating an employee involves more than just clicking a few buttons in your payroll software. It requires careful planning and adherence to legal and ethical best practices. First and foremost, ensure you have a clear and legally sound reason for the termination and that you've followed all necessary internal procedures, including any performance improvement plans or disciplinary actions, as applicable. Consult with legal counsel if you have any doubts about the legality of the termination. Next, prepare all the necessary documentation, including the termination letter, information about final pay, benefits continuation like COBRA in the US, and any other relevant paperwork. Having these documents ready will streamline the termination meeting and ensure the employee receives all the information they need. Speaking of the termination meeting, approach it with empathy and respect. Choose a private and neutral location, be direct and clear about the decision, and allow the employee an opportunity to ask questions. Remember, even in difficult circumstances, treating departing employees with dignity is paramount. Now, let's transition to the practical steps within QuickBooks Payroll. Please note that the exact steps might vary slightly depending on the version of QuickBooks Payroll you're using, e.g., QuickBooks Online Payroll, QuickBooks Desktop Payroll. However, the core principles remain the same. The first step within QuickBooks is to access your employee list. Typically, you'll find this under a Payroll or Employees tab in your QuickBooks interface. Locate the employee you need to terminate and click on their name to open their profile. Once you're in the employee's profile, look for an Edit or Employee Details section. Within this section, you should find an option related to their employment status. This might be labeled Status, Employment Info, or something similar. Click on the Edit button next to this section. Here, you'll usually find a drop-down menu or a set of options that allow you to change the employee's status. One of these options will be to indicate that the employee is terminated or inactive. Select the Terminated or Inactive option. Once you do this, QuickBooks will typically prompt you to enter the employee's termination date. It's absolutely critical to enter the correct termination date, as this will affect how QuickBooks calculates their final pay and handles tax withholdings. Double-check this date to avoid any errors. After entering the termination date, QuickBooks might ask for a reason for termination. While this might be optional, providing this information can be helpful for your internal records and reporting. Next, you'll need to process the employee's final paycheck. QuickBooks usually handles this in a similar way to regular payroll processing, but it's essential to pay close attention to a few key details. Ensure that the final paycheck includes all wages earned up to the termination date, including any outstanding regular pay, overtime, and accrued vacation or sick time, as mandated by your company policy and local laws. Double-check your state and local regulations regarding the payout of accrued time, as these laws vary. QuickBooks should automatically calculate the final paycheck based on the termination date and the employee's regular pay rate. However, it's always a good practice to review the calculations carefully before processing. Pay particular attention to any deductions or withholdings that need to be adjusted for the final pay period. Once you've reviewed and confirmed the accuracy of the final paycheck, you can process it through QuickBooks as you normally would. Make sure to generate the pay stubs and provide them to the terminated employee, either physically or electronically, depending on your company's procedures and legal requirements. After processing the final paycheck, you'll need to ensure that the employee is properly removed from your active payroll. QuickBooks usually handles this automatically when you mark an employee as terminated. However, it's a good idea to verify that the employee no longer appears in your active employee list. Finally, remember that termination also has implications for year-end tax forms, such as Form W-2 in the United States. QuickBooks will include the terminated employee's earnings and withholdings for the portion of the year they were employed when you generate these forms. Ensure all the information is accurate before filing. While QuickBooks streamlines the payroll aspect of termination, remember the importance of maintaining accurate records of the termination process, including the termination letter, final pay stubs, and any other relevant documentation. These records can be crucial for compliance and in case of any future inquiries. Navigating employee termination can feel overwhelming, but by understanding the process and utilizing the tools within QuickBooks Payroll effectively, you can ensure a smooth and accurate transition for both your company and the departing employee. Remember to prioritize clear communication, legal compliance, and empathy throughout this sensitive process. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.